So guys, we are back here definitely at Kijipa Couture, and this is no other person but the brain behind the exclusive, indispensable design you see online, and it's basically African designs. So how are you doing, sir?
Yeah, I'm just good like that.
Let's just know, who is Kijipa Couture?
Okay, so Kijipa Couture is actually a tripartite business or brand, as you would want to speak about it. Um, the Kijipa Couture fashion brand is an ancient, was sprang up from an ancient African fabric that was there about over
Okay.
400 years ago. The idea actually to actually incorporate our brand as Kijipa Couture sprang up when I created a collection in about 10 years ago.
Wow.
That was actually the Kijipa Couture Afrocentric pieces by our brand.
Okay.
Initially it was Saint Rose Couture, and the storyline was for us to create British pieces,
Okay.
that would have a spice of the African touch, but it wasn't working, it wasn't selling, so 7 years down the line, we decided to go original with just a collection, and we named it Kijipa. And a whole lot of people thought we should, rebrand into Kijipa Couture, and it was painstaking.
Okay.
It was a bit funds demanding because we had to change everything,
Rebranding.
from our labels, to our clothes tags, to package bags and all that, and then to the psychological,
Oh yeah, I
emotional,
get it.
attachment to the old branding. But we had to do business, as it's supposed to be done, and we rebranded, and here we come this far.
Wow, that's optimistic, because you have to actually go through a lot to get your brand up to this stage. So how long has Kijipa been? Because I heard 10 years, I heard 17 years. So in my head, I was like, okay, maybe 17 years. But let's just say, how long?
Okay, so since 1996, the business idea has groomed. It has groomed, and it has lived up to this moment that I'm speaking to you. Officially in Nigeria, we started business about 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
Officially, closing Nigerians, and run the business of fashion itself.
Okay.
But I mean, the whole idea, the whole journey,
For you,
it's been since 1996.
while you started all of these things, do you have it in mind even before then that, okay, I want to be a fashion designer, or something led to you being a fashion designer?
Okay, so I'd say that I'd always thought I was going to be an entrepreneur.
Okay.
I've always thought that I was going to be an employer of labor, because I was birthed into a family of a man that's an academician, and then a woman that's an entrepreneur, and I spent more of my time with the woman that's an entrepreneur. So that entrepreneurial part of me was groomed and was fertilized by that woman. And then I've always wanted to look good.
Oh yeah,
I've always
flawless.
looked good from my smallest my youngest days. I've always seen myself
That fashion icon.
a very good dresser. And then
Good.
I thought, okay, so there are things that need to be spiced up within the industry. And when I talk about the industry, I talk about the global fashion industry. And I remember that way back then, we never liked it local. We wanted it imported. So the word imported became, the icing on the cake. So when you say, I like your tunic, then someone says it's imported, so it looks like the local content were not in.
Yes, like you are wearing the real deal.
So for the few brands, as a matter of fact, maybe just one brand that was, actually doing it and doing it the right way, then I began to see that brand as a mentor brand. And then when I was about to start my own brand officially, 1996, I thought, okay, 2006 now.
Oh.
I thought, okay, I need to go to this place and then, search for a mentorship. And I went there and I sourced for the mentorship, and I saw one or two things that were right about the brand. And then I started building my brand from the scratch, way from nothing.
Oh, so that is, you started everything back in England before coming to Nigeria.
I surfaced things in England. I tried things in England, and then I failed in
Wow.
England, and then I came back,
To
learned my
Nigeria.
lesson.
So one lesson I learned from what he said was turning your passion into business. That is his passion behind looking good, wanting to look good all the time. You know, you have to dress for what you want to be addressed with. So wherever you dress to, you just notice that, okay, Mr. Kijipa is very handsome and he looks good. So I'll be asking him now about his interning or how he learned about fashion itself, because going to this kind of place, like to this place that he is now, it's not a one-day job. Obviously, it's 20-something years job. So let's learn about how he started. So how did you get to know about all of this?
Okay, like I said initially, my mom, was an entrepreneur, and probably business she dabbled into was fashion. She was into weaving the local fabrics called Ashoke that's gone global now, and that's the one that we usually do the Kijipa's collection with.
Oh, so beautiful.
So from way back, I knew all the machines that they used, to after the processing of the weaving of the Ashoke, I've learned through, how they get to join them together, how they get to create pieces out of them, and then so was what I used, to create a feasibility study of the environment of the market and the industry on the whole, to start our own brand, and then, like I said, we started from scratch, from not having a machine, having to get, to do a couple of our first productions, through other channels, through other outsourcing, so to speak, through other local tailors, and then we moved to our first space in Bagada, and then from there we moved to a space in Magodo, and then we have our mega factory in
Wow.
K2 present.
Amazing. It deserves an applause. Before going to the next question, honestly, you do deserve an applause because it was not easy. Like I'm imagining myself in this kind of situation. I'm sure I might have given up because I am not that strong. But seeing your social media platform, I can see the fact that you've worked with a lot of celebrities like Ricardo, Ohabo, and Damola, and a couple ones. So how did you get to reach out to people even while you're growing your brand?
Okay, the first thing is not reaching out to people for me. The first thing is adding value to yourself.
Okay.
It's like a magnet. If you don't have enough energy to magnetize metals around you, you would not you won't attract the right energy to you. So basically, I wasn't looking for a Ricardo Agba, I wasn't looking for a Damola, Olatunji. I was basically looking at how I can add value and how I can be different within my own space, and that probably has attracted such special guys as the likes of them and other people that we've worked to over time, and then what is value itself? Value is adding something added to something, or to a person. So if you make clothes just the way any other person makes clothes without having something that's an extra attachment to what you're doing, then people will not see the need to want to buy or associate with what you're doing. For instance, when we're going to come out with Kijibos, it was madness. One of our collections, the popular Kijibos, was madness because everybody thought, number one, the fabric we're supposed to be creating the Kijibos is a very thick and a very thick fabric. And then I thought about a couple of things that can come around it. The African story was told through the collection if we use the African fabric, because that's being original. So part of adding value is being original, as far as I'm concerned, for the Kijipa's collection. And then what are they looking for? They're looking for a smart cut, a dapper look. So we put a smart cut right in that thick old fabric that is now colorful and now dapper. And then what are we looking for? Everybody wants to have less for more. So this same fabric would give you the Western dressing, and then could afford you the local dressing, and then could afford you the casual dressing as well.
So you can do it anyhow.
So we created the Kijibos to give you a multifunctional way, to give you colors, and then to give back to the community, meaning that if you buy one, a percentage of the proceeds would feed a needy Nigerian child living in the slum. So that's the story of Kijibos, and that's how it's adding value. And that's why a piece of your usual African fabric is selling for as much as between 25,000 naira and 40,000 naira, depending on the retailing point. So people cannot reckon how the same fabric that has been outfaced, or the same fabric that a lot of people are running away from using is now making
Yeah.
money for another company. So the bottom line is that you need to add value. So I wasn't out. I
We're
wasn't
not
thinking
reaching
of
out.
reaching out. I was actually in my own space trying to attract value, and then people came. And then, for instance, the VP came through
Wow.
because he
The
saw
vice president.
of Nigeria.
Let
Came
them
through.
know.
The vice president of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Oshibajo, came
Wow.
through because he saw there was value,
In
in
what you
what we're
do.
doing. So, it's about, creating value within yourself and to attract people around.
Wow. So that's the lesson. Create values and it will attract people. Not just people, like good people. Good people. So I'm sure you all have been hearing from him. Kiji Box, Don Shiki, and what else do we have?
The Agbada Royal Collection.
Agbada
ARC.
Royal Collection. That's for the donor, definitely.
Donors.
So you guys will be thinking, what's this all about? It's one like varieties of his collection, yeah. And we have one here.
Yeah.
We have. I'm a colorful person, so I don't think I want to go with this. I want to go with a very very colorful one, which is this. I love it. I totally love this. It's so amazing, and the fact that it is well detailed. Well detailed. A man is doing these, my girl. Well detailed. I love this. It's so amazing and detailed. I love creativity and colors. You know, I'm a colorful person, so I would rather go with this. So, what is the brain behind Kiji Boss?
Okay, so the brain behind Kijipa is just madness, That's what it is.
I love
It's
the
just
sound.
madness. Everything around Kijipa came together because it was meant to be, because it was meant to come to us. What are the things that people look for in tunics? And I thought colors, African woman colors, and then the cut. And then what are people complaining about this particular product? And it was a thickness in it. So I thought, okay, so if we're going to be creating a collection, it has to be very comfortable, number one. It has to be washable, number two. And then it has to be free.
Definitely.
So we thought, okay, we're going to create a tunic that's going to be armless, and it's going to be exclusively armless, and it's going to be colorful, and it's going to come with a cut, and then it's going to come with its vibes.
Vibes. That's how we do.
It's vibes. So we created a clan out of Kijipa. It's got its own running community, and then it gives back to the community.
Okay.
So it's a tunic that is happy, that is jolly, that is friendly, that is comfortable. And I would say at 25,000 naira, depending on the retailing point,
that's the price.
Is friendly, and then it's a forever tunic. That's why we call it the iconic Kijipa Capsule tunic.
Wow.
The name is long. The iconic Kijipa Capsule tunic is iconic because it's from the soul of Africa. It's Kijipa because it gives you the boss meaning, and then there's a story around it. And then it's a capsule tunic because it's what you can wear now and still wear in the next 10, 20, 30, 40 years. It doesn't go out of vogue.
Interesting.
So you still the magic around the Kijipa capsule tunic, and we've sold over 4,000 pieces.
Wow.
As we speak now, and this is sold in 45 stores across the world. Right here in our hood, we say that it's Kijipa. That's what it is.
That's what it is.
What it is. So it's a vibe.
Wow, I love that. And that brought me to this amazing guy standing here. Suleiman, you are truly amazing. In this, it brought all the... It is Don Shiki.
That's a Don.
It brought the old Don bus move and everything. And I love this. This is handcrafted here.
That's handmade necklace for the Don Shiki. The idea behind the Don Shiki was birthed out of the Dan Shiki. Or Dan Shiki.
Dan Shiki.
So the Dan Shiki is the Yoruba African, tunic or apparel, buba and shoro.
Shoro is shokoto.
It's a pant, the baggy pants.
Okay, shoro.
So the Dan Shiki and shoro, was what we had to celebrate, what we had to wear to parties. It was a particular kind of, comfortable enjoyment wear way back with some brief embroideries on the chest.
So you have to dance with it.
Exactly, the battle dance and all that. So I thought, okay, so what's coming up? Kijipa has been successful, is still successful and selling in the market. So what's new from the stable of Kijipa Couture Limited? And then it came to me that so it shouldn't be the dashiki anymore. It should come with the feeling of a dawn, you know, with the feeling of success, with the feeling of comfort and style and color. And so we started doing the sketch, and then we came up with the flares. You know, it's got the flares that makes you bouncing where you're coming.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
That's the difference. And then the front pocket, you know, houses your phones and gadgets. You know, and then we have the African crafts on the chest. It's
this
pleats,
one?
Yeah, right on the chest, you know. And then it's a multifunctional wear as well, like the Kijipa. You can wear it on jeans, you can wear it on pants, you can wear it on trainers, you know, you can wear it on, you know, smart Oxford shoes, you know. And then the bowler hat signs it out as a dawn wear.
Exactly.
You know, and a whole lot of our clients have been enjoying that feel. So you're stepping into an event, and then you're coming in and people are seeing you from different.
You really do not have to tell them I am here. They know you're here.
Boss, you know. So that's why. So it comes in different colors, and then it's just creating a space of its own. It's representing style and bringing out, you know, what you have not seen or what your expectations are for the danshiki.
Yeah.
Is what the danshiki is just presenting to you on a platter of gold.
Wow.
Probably without an extra charge to it.
No extra charge, but you have to pay for it. Anyways, Mr. Kiji, thanks for having the show with me. It was really, really an educating one. I learned and unlearned a lot. So do not forget that this is Fashion, where we bring to you fashion icons, fashion designers, and a lot more to learn and unlearn all you have got to know about fashion. And I remain your girl, Abike. Do not forget to follow us on all our social media platforms, on Instagram at CameraBoy.tv, on Facebook at CameraBoy Official, on Twitter at CameraBoyNG, and also on our website at www.cameraboytv. Until we come your way next time, keep it locked down. Bye.